think we're live. Pretty good. Let's see. It's streaming okay. Lighting is actually okay this time. And microphone is on. I made double sure this time. So we'll wait for people to join on Friday afternoon, I think? Yes, Friday. Almost at Thursday. Today is Friday, December 11th. Fun stream. Just chilling out. What's up, boys? Spoder, Red Superman 81, Pathanos, Mr. Happa. What's going on, guys? Everyone who's joining in, welcome to the stream. We're just getting started. Spider Smiley. What's up, guys? Hopefully you're doing well. Pathanos, you're my favorite YouTuber. Please notice me. Where do I donate? Very kind of you, dude. You can donate through Super Chat if you feel inclined to. You don't have to, but that's very kind of you to offer. Brown Dion, Xavier Sandoval, Quiz Grizom. What's up, guys? Hopefully you're doing well. 33 people in the stream. The Senate. Yo, Evan, it's ESL. I don't know if you remember me. I think I do, but hopefully you're doing well, buddy. John Cooper, love seeing the Christmas tree in the background. I know, yes! Finally got a Christmas tree. That is fun. It's part of the fun part that I get to do with the camera. You guys get to see me and my home. And yes, about, I think, a couple days ago now, or maybe yesterday. No, I think it was a couple days ago. We got our tree, and I will be decorating it over the next couple days. My mom and I, we are going to decorate it top to bottom. I also have the Spider-Man PS4 little snow globe prop thing, which I did post on Twitter, which was selling last Christmas, out now in our living room area. So it's over there. You can't really see it, but it's great. I could get up, actually, and get it really quick. You know what? I will do that. Right back. Let's see. I got this for Christmas last year, and they actually sold these, I believe, on Marvel's Hot Toys website. And it's basically Miles' winter suit, but for the advanced suit in the game. And it's not like a fake thing. This is actually a licensed product from Marvel Games, which is sick. So that is all the hype that is going on. But yeah, Game Awards happened, as well as a bunch of Marvel/Disney news yesterday with Star Wars, the Disney Investor Day, in case you guys missed it, and a bunch of Marvel movies, TV shows announced for the lineup of Phase 4, pretty much, which was the big showcase event the other day, which was crazy that it was simultaneously occurring with the Marvel stuff as well as the Game Awards. Now, my buddy and I, Franco, who has been in the chat in these previous live streams, have been going back and forth like, God, what's winning for Game Awards? Oh my God, what are the new games? Oh my God, what are these new Marvel shows? So we're like going back and forth, as well as, sidebar, I am a average, I would say, Star Wars fan. I'm not like beyond hyped for Star Wars stuff, but when they confirmed, really quick, that Hayden Christensen, our main man Anakin, is coming back in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, you already know it's hype. That was the craziest announcement yesterday, and I know that was rumored. It wasn't officially confirmed yet. It was heavily rumored that that was happening, but the fact that it's confirmed now, he's back as Darth Vader specifically, not Anakin, but Darth Vader, and Obi-Wan by Ewan McGregor, that's already going to be like the best thing that's going to come out. Whew! So hopefully you guys are doing okay. I will try and answer as many questions as possible. Right now I think Franco is busy with work and doing stuff, unless he might pop up in the chat later on and hang out with us. But for now, we're going to be continuing Miles Morales. We are going to be going over more of the story and discussing the Game Awards, my thoughts about the show, the Disney announcements with the Investor Day for Marvel stuff, because I know that you guys might be wondering what my thoughts are about it, which is half and half, I would say, because I'm more, obviously, you see well, that's actually not decorated behind me, but we do have a few Spider-Man ornaments for the tree, which you will see later on, maybe in a closer stream, closer to Christmas. But I'm more of a Spider-Man guy for Marvel, and specifically Daredevil and Fantastic Four. I would say, like, for top 3 superheroes from Marvel, it goes Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. In general, it would probably be Spider-Man, Batman and Daredevil in general superheroes. But for Marvel specifically, I've always heavily connected to Peter Parker, Matt Murdock, but also Reed Richards. And I love how they're all alliterations with their names, because Stan Lee loved to do that when he was making the characters' names up. Peter Parker, Matt, the alliterations of the names having the same letter for the first and last name. But the fact that John Watts is directing this upcoming Fantastic Four movie, I was like, me and Franco were both having the same reaction. We were like, yes, they're announcing the Fantastic Four. We still don't know. But then they announced who the director was, and it's frickin' John Watts. And I'm like, I almost wanted to like leave, because I was watching on my laptop in my room, and I wanted to like leave the room for a second. I was like, no, are you kidding me? I was like, I'm still heated about it. Because, guys, I'm not a fan of the MCU Spidey films, specifically Far From Home. And the fact that he's doing the Spider-Man 3/Spider-Verse movie and Fantastic Four has me kind of conflicted. But yes, and I think you guys can hear me, right, with the mic turned on. I'm pretty darn sure. I made triple sure beforehand that the mic is on. And I think we've waited long enough. We're just waiting for people to join the stream if they haven't seen the post, obviously. But let's see. Yeah, Mr. Hopper, were you mad about The Last of Us 2 winning Game of the Year? A little, but it was pretty much guaranteed at that point. I mean, if you guys know me, my pick for Game of the Year was Ghost of Tsushima. Miles was not nominated for that. If you guys kept up with the Game Awards stuff, it was nominated only for Best Action Adventure Game and a Best Performance. Sorry, Danica, we're going to cut off your podcast. We just got to the door and then instantly cut her off. No, I was like, of course, The Last of Us was most likely going to win because Naughty Dog wins everything. And it's a good game in terms of visual portrayal of the graphics and the gameplay elements, even though I personally think the gameplay in The Last of Us 2 feels a bit recycled from the first game. I still appreciate the overall visual aesthetic it had. I just think the story was garbage for that game. But besides the narrative, I thought, yeah, okay, fine. I understand it winning Game of the Year. I still would have heavily preferred Ghost of Tsushima winning, but, Last of Us 2 won. But it sadly won everything, is the problem that I had. Like, if it was going to win Game of the Year, does it really have to win all the other awards? Like, that was the big shock, if you guys remember, in 2018, was where God of War won Game of the Year, even though everyone thought, especially me, myself, I thought it was going to win too. Red Dead Redemption 2, I thought was going to win Game of the Year. And it was also back and forth. They were winning awards side to side. Like, a lot of stuff was going to Red Dead 2, but some stuff went to God of War. Nothing was given to Spider-Man PS4, though. That was a huge upset during, and I was there, by the way, when I saw the award show. I was in person. I've been to the previous 3 Game Awards physically at the theater in Los Angeles. It's the coolest thing. The Microsoft Theater is super decked out with how amazing it looks like visually. Like, it's a huge presentation. My favorite one was probably in 2017, which was my first one that I went to. And I went there because back then Spider-Man PS4 was not out yet, but it was nominated for Most Anticipated Game. So I was there trying to show my support, and that was the first time I met Brian Intihar with the interview that I did at PSX, which was the days after the Game Awards, it was like the same weekend of, which was crazy. So that was my most special Game Awards I've been to. 2018 was crazy because Spider-Man was up for Game of the Year, was nominated for it, so I had to go to show our support for the squad, but it didn't win. Huge shock, though, that God of War won was the craziest thing. I was personally expecting Red Dead 2 to win, but it was God of War, so that was like a huge throwback. Like, whoa, what? You like God of War won? Are you kidding me? Because I liked God of War. I did not think it deserved Game of the Year. I do think Red Dead 2 deserved it because I wasn't too fond of the story. But the action and the characterizations of Kratos and stuff, and the visuals were, of course, the whole one-shot take of the game was sick. But I think Red Dead 2 was executed better in terms of how much content and stuff was implemented within the game as a whole and what it represented for Rockstar. And of course it's Rockstar, so it's like, oh, they win everything, but they kind of deserve to. I mean, GTA 5 is great, but Red Dead 2 is even better in some aspects. So it gets crazy from time to time with how they make their games, but Red Dead 2 was on a whole nother level. But 2019, I was also there with my dad because we thought that they were going to announce the Batman game before Warner Bros. Montreal unveiled Gotham Knights and whatever Rocksteady was working at the time. We didn't know it was Suicide Squad because we thought, oh, they're going to make a Batman game for Warner Bros. Montreal, and then they're going to show a Justice League game for Rocksteady, and then they could unveil it at the Game Awards because there was some speculation at the time that it could be there. So my dad, being a huge Batman fan, you know, I'm a massive Spider-Man fan and Marvel fan and Batman fan, but mainly on the Marvel side of things, that's me. My dad, however, Batman is his favorite superhero, and we thought, oh, if we go there, we can watch them unveil this Batman game that's been hyped up for so long, and of course Slickmoff and the Gotham Knights would be so hyped too, and I could try and get the scoop for them while being there, which would be crazy. Didn't happen, because they didn't show anything, but I was just like, wow, okay, that was kind of a bummer. But then Sekiro won Game of the Year. Now, I wanted Death Stranding to win, personally. I know a lot of people may have mixed feelings about it, like, it's kind of mid or garbage, but I thought, like, the story was pretty in-depth, and it's crazy how the premise of Death Stranding for a game that came out last year is pretty much what we're dealing with right now in 2020, where a delivery man is delivering care packages to numerous people across a broken United States during a massive apocalyptic event, a pandemic, social distancing by talking to people via holograms while delivering package. Like, that's the craziest premise. Hideo Kojima is on, like, a whole nother level of the upper echelon of, like, gaming ingenuity. Like, I don't know what that man's taking, but it's just, like, the craziest premise that game has, and it just so happens to kind of reflect what elements are happening this year, or what happened this year. So it's, like, insane. And, man, I don't know. It is crazy for sure. But to build up to this year, 2020, this is the first Game Awards I did not attend after my, 3-year streak of 2017, 2018, 2019. I went to the Game Awards in person. 2020, saw it at home with the boys, just over Discord. The Spidey Squad and I were watching, and we were like, of course we want Spider-Man to win. But then Last of Us 2 also won Action Adventure, and Laura Bailey won Best Performance. Now, I did not think Najee was going to win Best Performance. I was hoping, because, like, that'd be great if Spider-Man got some recognition for Best Performance. But his performance was not as impactful in this game compared to Yuri Lowenthal's performance as Peter Parker in Spider-Man PS4, the first game. So, like, okay, I understand that. But then Laura Bailey was the winner. That one I disagree with. I think it should have gone to either Jin, who, I forget his name, I'm sorry, but the actor who played Jin from Ghost of Tsushima, or Ashley Johnson, who played Ellie in The Last of Us. Not Laura Bailey, because I do not like the character of Abby at all in The Last of Us 2, which is why I was also very upset it won Best Narrative. Like, are you kidding me? That should have gone to Ghost easily. Easily should have gone to Ghost, but instead they gave it to Last of Us because, of course. But Best Action Adventure as well. Would you really consider The Last of Us 2 an action-adventure game? Like, it's surely action, I suppose, but in terms of an adventure, because there's also Best Action Game and Best Action Adventure Game. I would have thought, like, at least Miles would have won Best Action Adventure. For an adventure that you're going on with Spider-Man and the stuff that happens in this game, with the bridge collapsing and the tower exploding, and Miles having to save all of New York and, Harlem specifically, that's an adventure going on with our main man. So it's like, I was kind of like confused in the sense that narratively and also action-adventure-wise for the game that they preferred Last of Us over Miles, or even, like, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake was also a nominee for that category. I know it won Best Role-Playing Game. Sadly, no respect for... Here, I'll even get it right now. Let me see. I have it underneath, like, all these other games that I have in my drawer here. No respect for our boy. No respect for our main man, the case is reflecting. Our main man, Joker. Akira, come on. Persona 5, Royal, masterpiece. Play Persona 5 Royal if you haven't already. Small plug. But the fact that that game didn't win Best Role-Playing Game, but Final Fantasy VII did win for that, I understand. It's pretty good. But I'm like, come on. Give something to Persona. Or at least the Lyn opening performance with the not the orchestra, but the band that they had, the live Atlas band performing for Persona 5 Last Surprise for the Strikers, Persona 5 Scramble / Strikers. Fantastic. Oh, so good. Please play Persona 5 Royal if you haven't already. You will not regret it, I promise you. Even if you're not into JRPGs or that type of genre of game, it's completely different once you dive into this type of game. I can tell the game... Oh, I missed that comment. Sorry. And I should have my phone out for that too. Sidebar, I just love the... And I'm playing this on PS4, by the way. I just love the visual lighting and the environmental textures of some of these settings that we get to visit in Miles Morales. It looks great on PS4 Pro. I can only imagine how it looks on a PS5. And sadly, no, still don't have one. Big sad hours for me, but it'd be great to see what it looks like for the future with the next Spider-Man game coming out, which I'm assuming, again, will exclusively be only on PS5. But, let's see. Let's see. I thought you said you liked Spider-Man Homecoming in your review. I do like elements of it. I'm sorry who just said that comment. I didn't read your name. But I did initially, when I first saw it in 2017, when I was 19 years old? Yes. I'm trying to do math in my head. It's not working out for me. But in 2017, I was 19 years old. And that was when Homecoming released. And that back then, I'm like, yeah, I really like Civil War. That was like the best. It still is the best portrayal we've seen of Spidey in the MCU, from Captain America in his own movie versus Spider-Man in his own movie, which makes so much sense. But I liked elements of Homecoming because it at least shows how he's trying to grow into Spider-Man. You know, he's young, inexperienced, but he's still learning as he goes. So it showed like the evolutionary growth of Tom as Peter going into his own Spider-Man. And then that kind of was the resolution at the end of that movie, where he gets the suit with the Iron Spider, but then he says, you know what, I don't need it. Like, Tony's like, you've earned this. You did good, you stopped the Vulture, even though you screwed up, but you learned from your mistakes, so here, now you're an Avenger. And Tom makes the mature, Peter makes the mature choice saying, no, I won't. I'll stay as friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and until I know I'm ready for sure on my own level. That was great. And then they completely backtracked it in Far From Home. I'm sorry, but oh boy, do not get me started on Far From Home, because people get pissed when they hear me talk about Far From Home. But man, yeah, not a fan. Just let's leave it at that. Not a fan of Far From Home. It's very obvious. Let's see, but for the Game Awards, because we were talking about the Game Awards, for the Game Awards, in terms of announcements, I was personally speculating, since they could do something in terms of like reveal for Gotham Knights, since of course that game is finally coming out next year. They could have shown a trailer, and that's always been like the meme, like the Game Awards will finally show the Batman game, and now that we already have the announcement for it, they could have shown a trailer, and they didn't. So whatevs. Big sad hours for the Gotham Knights. I know they're probably wanting to see a reveal trailer of sorts for Gotham Knights there at the Game Awards. Didn't happen. Or Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad less so, because it's coming out in 2022. But at least for me personally in the Spidey Squad, we were assuming maybe they could have shown a trailer of sorts if they decide to do it with Miles Morales DLC. Either relating to some story content for the game, which would be cool, even though this is a spin-off game, not a full-length feature game like the first Spider-Man game was, or the Batman Arkham games. It's more like Uncharted Lost Legacy and Infamous First Light, and those games did not have DLC, but Insomniac have been kind of coy about the answer to that. Like, is Miles Morales going to get DLC? And they've never really given a yes or no answer. Like, well, we'll see. So it's like, that's interesting. But if it wasn't story content specifically for Miles, the very least it could have been what some people were speculating, not necessarily me, but other fans, is that they could include the Jordan suit from Into the Spider-Verse, meaning the costume with the shoes and the hoodie and the jacket, the Jordan shoes. But the reason why I don't think that suit will be in the game at all is because Marvel already made their partnership with Adidas, which is the main shoe that Miles wears in the game already, and that's a completely different brand of shoes. So I think if they were to get the licensing for the Jordans just for that one costume, I don't think that would go over too well with the partnership that they already made with Adidas, as well as the fact that they already have the Adidas shoes in the game, so why would they license another shoe when they already have one from another company, you know? So, possible, you know, very, very possible, if we hope and cross your fingers, but I don't think that would happen for this game. I know a lot of people are probably upset about that, but at the very least, we do have the sportswear suit, which is as close as you can get to the Jordan suit, which is that's pretty much Insomniac's own version of the Jordan suit. With the shoes, the hoodie, the jacket, the shorts, it's pretty much that. So I don't think that they would specifically put in that suit from Spider-Verse into this game, considering that they already kind of have their own version with the one that he wears at the beginning of the game. But alongside of that, there is a lot of interesting stuff just in general to look forward to for the Game Awards and Marvel shows, and also Disney stuff with Star Wars, and also Disney Plus. I do not own Disney Plus, but for people who do have it, I'm sure you're probably getting a lot of bang for your buck for that subscription service. Although me, I just rock with Netflix. Even Hulu, like Hulu has some good shows that they were talking about yesterday with their announcements, like The Handmaid's Tale. I haven't seen that show, but I know a lot of people say it's actually really good. And I'm a fan of like thriller slash drama slash period piece shows. I know a show that I saw recently is called The Society, and I'm not even kidding, it's actually called The Society. It's like a weird sci-fi show slash drama where these high school kids get transported to, what I'm assuming, because it's still an ongoing series, they're going to do a second season later on, where they get transported to an alternate reality where they're in the same town, they get transported to it, but their parents are gone, and they have to try and form a normal living society without the adults supervising them. So it's kind of like Lord of the Flies mixed with, I guess, like, not Riverdale, because Riverdale is bad, but like some youthful teen high school drama plus some sci-fi elements here and there. So it's kind of cool. So that's the kind of those are the kind of series that I'm interested in, like dramas or character stories relevant to like struggles of maturity and stuff like that, like growing into their own, like not like what's it called, not a fish out of water story, or a God, I forget what that term is, but it's like I don't know, but it's just about like character studies and period pieces and dramas and set, you know, character intrigue novelizations turned into a screenplay, pretty much. So stuff like that interests me for series and shows, and Disney Plus doesn't really have stuff like that, but it has enough stuff if you're a Disney fan to warrant you to buy it. And we will switch suits here, don't worry, but let's see if I missed anyone's comments. I apologize, because I know Franco's not here to read the chat and any posts that I probably missed. But yeah, coming-of-age story. Jesus, that's what I was thinking of. Like, coming-of-age stories, like Spider-Man Homecoming is a coming-of-age story. I'm not really a fan of those all too much. It depends on how they're done. Not specifically for superhero movies, but just in series and movies in general. I'm a fan of those, but it has to be well-written in that regard. Let's see. Yeah, coming-of-age story is what I was thinking of. So the Society is kind of like that, but it's more sci-fi slash drama focused compared to like full-on coming of age, like, oh, I'm growing from my mistakes. So, right. Yes, Mr. Hoppa, I did not like this suit, but I'm assuming some of you guys do. And I tried to do some takedowns with it to do the Iron Spider leg takedown, but it didn't happen during that combat sequence, so maybe we can do it here. And once we finish this, I'll put on a different suit. But yeah, this suit, visually, you know, the suit power with it, the Iron Spider, arms and stuff like that, that's cool visually, but the texture and the polygonal look to it, I'm not a fan. The red gloves, too, and the gray, it looks like more like a 8-bit Spider-Man at some points compared to like an actual Spider-Man suit or a Spider Cyborg, you know, instead of an actual Spider-Man costume. Let's see, do I have Venom Energy? Yes, I do. Boom! Done. Instant death. No, Miles doesn't kill. To the wall! If at all possible. Let's see, done. Trying to web her up to the wall. Oh boy. Woo! Oh god, okay. Eesh. I thought I just threw one of the people at him for a second. That would be awesome. Eesh. Okay. Miles just goes crazy with his Venom powers in some points of the game. This guy needs 2 takedowns, sadly. I've not been able to gather enough combo for that. Let's see. I'm almost about to die, but let's see. Eesh. I'm about to explode if I don't dodge these next moves. Yep. Ah, there we go. And back to full health. That's a great upgrade, by the way, that you can get if you don't have enough room to breathe and a lot of people are swarming you at once. Boom. Just Mega Venom Blast everybody in the vicinity and you're done. Great. Fantastic. But yes, let's see. Other than that, I would say, and I've seen all the announcements, you know, from Disney and Star Wars and Marvel. So Marvel shows, and the Game Awards too, like, there wasn't really any new games that were announced there that I'm too hyped for. I'm a fan of Mass Effect, but Andromeda was such a letdown that I'm just kind of like waiting and seeing if the next one will be worth anyone's time. Mine specifically, since I'm a big fan specifically of Mass Effect 2. 3 was a game. I'm not really a fan of some of the ending, you know, the main ending that, you know, they released a whole DLC to fix the ending for that game. So that tells you all you need to know right there. So for 3 itself, it was hit or miss. 2 is like a masterpiece, though. Mass Effect 2 is like one of the best sci-fi games out there. And Fem Shep is canon Shep. Jennifer Hale's Shepard is the only Shepard that matters, by the way. So if they bring her back as well for this new Mass Effect game or whatever they decide to do, and I think that was Liara at the end of the teaser, and that, you know, one short little trailer that they showed, I'm hyped. You know, if they go back to the classic routes, then I'm interested to see where it will go. But for right now, games that were shown there, let's see if I can go through here, through the tunnel with the Venom Dash. Ah, that was a bummer. I tried to go thoroughly through it, but I messed up. Other than that, they didn't really have any announcements that I was like too keen on getting pumped over. No Marvel stuff. I was also speculating, if you guys saw on Twitter, I was thinking that they might show whatever their next Marvel game is. You know, the Square Enix. Because, by the way, remember, they're in a multi-year, multi-game partnership now with Square Enix. Marvel and Square Enix are together. Sadly, Avengers didn't do well, so I don't know how that might affect their next games. But the next game that was leaked, not rumored, but leaked, to be made by Marvel and Square Enix is a AAA open world, not like Marvel's Avengers where you can just do linear missions and stuff like that. Like Miles Morales, an open world AAA Guardians of the Galaxy game, which would be sick if done right, because people now know Avengers was garbage. Sorry, but if you're a fan, that's great, but for the most part, it's not a good game. I'm just being honest. The new stuff with Kate Bishop was okay. It's more of the same stuff with a different character, but it's interesting enough, I suppose. I won't wear this suit, actually. Let's wear... Fine. I'm wearing all the worst suits today. Why not? I'm not a fan of this one either. If you guys saw my video, this is my least favorite suit in the entire game. It's lazy. There's nothing different about it other than just the backpack, when there's already another suit with a backpack with a cat in it. And I know people probably wear this thing like, oh, it's Miles going to school, like in that theory, like when you're swinging around just imagining, oh, I'm late for school, I gotta swing around with a backpack and shoes on. I get it, but he's promoting where he's going to school at with that blazer, so it's kind of like, you know, mixed logic right there. But I know some of you guys like this suit, so I'll wear it for you guys. But what was I saying? Yeah, if they do a Square Enix Guardians of the Galaxy game that's open world and good, and takes the same amount of dedication and passion that Insomniac poured into this with their open world structure for Miles Morales, and incorporate that for the Guardians, we'll do this Haley side mission too, then that would be great. That'd be fantastic. And if they do the you know, casting that feels different, because another thing that I'm not a fan of with Marvel's Avengers is all the casting. It's literally everyone you know from every other game. Like, to their credit, I guess, to their defense, they said they had to get the Avengers of voice acting, meaning like the top talent when you think of like the best in store voice actors. They had to get like the Nolan North, the Troy Baker, the Laura Bailey, like everyone, like who do you think of when you think of voice acting? You think of those names. So they thought, oh, everyone knows Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. for the movie. So let's do the same thing, but for the games. And let's make that Nolan North as Iron Man. And in my opinion, that's just such like a lazy decision. Like, notice how they didn't do Josh Keaton for Spider-Man, for, you know, Insomniac Spider-Man. At least they could do him for Avengers if they want to go the lazy route again. But they went with someone who wasn't really showcased as much in the AAA game sphere, because in like Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time, which were the previous Spider-Man games that weren't based off movies, they got Josh Keaton, of course, but also our main boy, Neil Patrick Harris, as well as the OGs, Dan Gilvezan and Christopher Daniel Barnes, as, you know, Spider-Man 2099, Noire, and Amazing Spider-Man. But the main actors for both of them was Josh Keaton. And then they've had a couple of other ones with Josh in the past. But notice how they didn't get him for Spider-Man PS4. They got Yuri Lowenthal, who was not really as, you know, seen as like, oh, that's the definitive Spider-Man, in my opinion. People most like you cannot deny it. The majority of people before Spider-Man PS4 came out said Josh Keaton's the definitive Spider-Man. Christopher Daniel Barnes is the definitive Spider-Man, or any of the live-action movies were the definitive Spider-Man. Now, like I've said for me, you know, previously, that is Yuri for me. Both for live-action and the games in general, Yuri is my Peter Parker / Spider-Man. He is perfect for the role. He embodies Peter to a T, both in and out of the suit, meaning like when you hear him discussing the character in interviews and stuff, he's so passionate about it, like it's so clear to see what he knows about the character of Peter Parker. And after interviewing him myself, you know, of course, in person, it's that, you know, takes the notion even further to that regard. So because of that, what I'm trying to say is Avengers did it so lazily that I would not be fond if Square Enix did the same thing again and they got well-known actors to portray the roles of the Guardians in their game. So, like, the reason why I'm not really a fan of Avengers' story as much, because I really like Sandra Saad as Kamala Khan. She's not as well-known compared to the other actors in the story, and that's why she won an award for Best Performance, because A, she was unknown, but B, she really brought life to the role of Kamala Khan that we haven't really seen in any other form of media. And now we're getting that with the series in the MCU that was shown, which looks interesting. I'm not really sure about the actress they chose just yet. I gotta see more of her in action. But Sandra Saad did a fantastic job as Kamala Khan with the story, with what she was given. She knocked it out of the park. And that was one of the highlights of it. But whenever I hear Nolan North, or whenever I hear Tony Stark talking to Bruce Banner, I just hear Nolan North talking to Troy Baker. And that really didn't do it for me. Whereas Yuri, I don't hear Yuri when I'm playing Spider-Man. I don't hear Najee when I'm playing Miles. I hear Peter and Miles as the characters. So it's like, and that, you know, that's part of the big immersion factor for the game, is seeing how they can take them even further with the stories and the performances tailored to the character. So if they do that again with Guardians, and they like, oh, here's Matthew Mercer, who actually would be a pretty cool choice for Peter Quill, I'm not gonna lie. But like, say in that regard, they got like really well-known actors to be the Guardians. It's like, couldn't you have done something a bit more unique and different? Like, I would have really liked, I believe his name is it Crispin Freeman, who plays Red Arrow in Young Justice? I think that's him, right? Unless I'm thinking of someone else. But Crispin Freeman, I believe, also played Tony Stark in Ultimate Alliance 2, and he was really good. Or at least, no, I think that was actually Matthew Mercer who played Iron Man in Ultimate Alliance 2, and then it was Crispin Freeman who did Captain America. One of the two. I'm totally blanking on the actors because I'm getting them mixed up. But the point is, you got more unknown actors to play these characters in these games, because that way they're just embodying the character. You're not thinking of the actor that's voicing the character, you're thinking of the character themselves, which makes it all the more impactful when you're playing these games and the stories that are involved with them in some of these you know, roles that they're put in. So, like, if they get someone I've never heard of before to play Rocket Raccoon, at least if they do a good Rocket Raccoon voice, then that's all that matters, you know? Even if they've never done a single game before in their entire life, if at least they do the role justice, that's what I care about. And that would be great for characters like the Guardians, who've never really received a massive AAA game before on that level. They had the Telltale game, but that wasn't that impactful. In fact, I think people said that was one of the worst Telltale games that was made for their company. And they did the Batman game as well, which was pretty good, but the Guardians game was not good. And in fact, I found it weird that of all the Marvel properties to do a Telltale game on, which I love, The Wolf Among Us and the Batman game, they did Guardians of the Galaxy. If anything, they should have done a Daredevil game with Telltale. That would have been the definitive freaking choice to do. I'm sorry my voice cracked, but I'm kind of mad talking about it because it makes me upset. Like, you really did Guardians instead of Daredevil or like Moon Knight or, I don't know, even a Spider-Man Telltale game, but they're already doing this, you know, with the Insomniac game, so probably not. But out of all the characters the company Telltale could have done, they did Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, that does not make any sense, in my opinion. So now, if we're getting another take on a Guardians game that's made by Square Enix, and primarily the main developer is the one who did Deus Ex Machina, Deus Ex Mankind, also those Deus Ex games, Eidos Montreal, they're responsible for those. They, you know, Crystal Dynamics are the main developers behind Marvel's Avengers. The main developers behind this Guardians game is leaked to be Eidos Montreal. So if that's the case, and they do great games already, you know, Deus Ex is a fantastic game. If they incorporate that same formula into Guardians of the Galaxy, it's a win. It's a solid lock. That would be fantastic. I don't know if they will, but we will see. Let's see. I forgot what I had to do for this mission. But that is kind of where I'm at right now in regards to Marvel and the Game Awards and the shows. At least not, I haven't talked about the shows too much. Joseph Catone, no, I am playing this on my PS4. I'm a peasant, sadly. I have not been able to acquire one. It hurts me every time when I see people ask that question. I'm like, no, I haven't. I've tried everything. I've tried waiting out for Black Friday. I tried the PlayStation Direct queue. I tried Amazon. I tried Best Buy. Tried Target. No dice. It's an impossible mission. However, let me know if this is real or not. Was there a leak that they're doing, or at least like some patent released form revealing that they might do a PlayStation 5 Pro? Because if so, that's fine. Then I will have no problem waiting until they release the best possible model of the PS5 to get a PS5 Pro. If they are doing that, then that's a solid lock for me. Because I did not get a PlayStation 4 until Batman Arkham Knight came out. You know, the PS4 came out 2013. I was content with having an Xbox 360 that entire time. And I didn't get a PS4 until they released the Batman Arkham Knight bundle. You know, the Silver Edition Batman-themed PlayStation console that came with the game on the PS4 on its day one launch. And I rocked that thing until, funny enough, they released the PlayStation 4 Pro for Spider-Man. You know, they also released a PlayStation 4 Pro, but I didn't purchase that console either until they came out with the limited edition bundle for Spider-Man. So if they release, you know, say Marvel's Spider-Man 2, it comes out on PS5 only in 2022, and there's also a limited edition PlayStation 5 Pro console with the Spider-Man themed symbiote design black suit, that's a lock for me. Boys, it's a wrap. It's over. Done. That would be insane. Yeah, our boy, Big Cloud Gaming. Yeah, this game runs amazing on PS5. I'm sure it does. Everyone go subscribe to Big Cloud Gaming. He definitely deserves your support, boys. He's the best. Great. For a sec, I did this mission previously in another save file I have. For some reason, the audio coming out of Kingpin was not going. It was only Miles that was talking, but for some reason, Wilson was muted in the game. Look at that! Even on PS4, it's hard to tell with the stream quality, but I'm seeing it on my 4K TV. The mask quality and facial detailing on Fisk and Miles' suit on a PS4 Pro still looks fantastic. Like, it looks lifelike in some elements, so it's like, the only difference that the PS5 has is ray tracing and performance mode and Ben Jordan's Peter, which is a downgrade. So, honestly, PS4 fans are winning. No disrespect to Ben. I just prefer our boy John. That's all it is. So, right now, I'm rocking with the PS4 Pro version. I will say, the DualSense and 3D audio are huge factors to the PS5 as well that would make me want to get the console faster, and I still want to get it as fast as possible. But if I can wait, until they release a PS5 Pro in a couple years or so, that's fine by me. And swing to the left. Woo! Oh, I thought he was going to do the yo-yo swing from Tanas. Oh, well. Yes, Queese Grissom, we can still hope for the AAA Open World Daredevil game. So, I kind of have beef with Troy Baker because he was so clowning on that. And same thing with Bill Roseman. I love both of them. But, remember, you guys probably remember on Twitter when they were teasing, like, so I forget how it specifically went down, but they were teasing heavily a Daredevil game. Like, let's make a Daredevil game, Bill. Like, that's great. Cool. So you're telling me that Troy Baker is already voicing Bruce Banner, and then he would go and voice Matt Murdock? And then now, he's also voicing Simon Krieger and Miles Morales. So clearly they don't have a problem recasting the same actor to play different roles in the Marvel games that they're making. So if they were going to make a Daredevil game with Troy Baker as Matt Murdock, sign me the hell up. Now, who the developers could be, I have no idea, but that would be sick if they gave Matt Murdock some time to shine in his own game that's open world AAA and has a lot of passion put into it, just like Spider-Man. Like, do, Arkham-style-esque combat with lawyer gameplay, like if they did like a Quantic Dream-style game where you can do your choices and how the cases plan out, and you have to find evidence as a lawyer and help your clientele as, Nelson and Murdoch. You know how freaking cool that would be? Like, God, I don't know. Like, people, I'm telling you right now, and it's already confirmed, Avengers did not break even. We've already gone over this, but Marvel's Avengers, for the sales, did not break even, meaning that they did not recuperate the development cost that it took to make Marvel's Avengers. So they're still losing money for that game. And yet it's a massive property like Avengers. So you would think the Avengers would be able to sell on its own, but the reason why it didn't sell is because the game itself was bad. I'm telling you right now, and it was also confirmed today that Miles Morales is the second highest selling superhero game of all time, trailing behind Marvel Spider-Man for the NDP costs on PlayStation, for the numbers, for PlayStation sales. And that's a huge win, because Miles Morales is great. My voice is cracking, but I don't care. I'm telling you right now, because I'm super passionate about this. If they do a solo AAA Daredevil open world game with, Spider-Man / Batman-esque style combat, a story dedicated to Matt Murdock and his lawyer escapades and him fighting a criminal, like if they do like not a similar storyline to like the Netflix series where he goes after the Punisher and Kingpin, because that's been done before, but if they do something with like Bullseye or Elektra or something else, just the rogues gallery and characters that are involved with the realm of Daredevil, that's a win, and it would sell instantaneously in 2 seconds. And I would guarantee you it might even rival the sales of Spider-Man if it goes on multi-platform. Because Sony owns Spider-Man, that's why it's only on PlayStation, but Daredevil would be a game that's multi-platform since it's owned by Marvel. What the hell was that? He just glitched through the entire car right there. That was crazy. But yeah, if they did a solo AAA Daredevil game, which everyone wants, by the way, and I'm telling you, everyone wants that, if they went through with something like that, it would be the biggest win you would see for superhero gaming out there. I mean, right now, they're kind of doing something innovative with the opposite direction of that for DC, where, you know what, we've already done 3 to 4 Batman games that are AAA in the sense of, like, it was made by Rocksteady and Warner Bros. Montreal with Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and Arkham Knight. So we don't need to make a 5th Batman game, even though it would sell. Let's do something to spice things up since we've already got a lot of that in the past. And that's why they're doing a sidekick-centered game with Gotham Knights. Red Hood, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Robin as the main cast, as the leads of the game. That's pretty sick. So, and that's cool that they're doing something different. And Suicide Squad is also different, where they're doing a different thing from Avengers in the sense of, we won't make the main character someone no one's ever heard about. Like, the problem was, Kamala Khan was a good character in Marvel's Avengers, but no one knew who she was. So when they advertised initially, this is going to be the first ever AAA Avengers game with Kamala Khan as the lead, that immediately turned everyone off. Like, why would you do that? So, and the reason is they didn't market the game properly in that regard. They could have sold a lot if they just marketed the game properly and made it clear what it was to consumers. Winter Suit, one of my least favorite suits again. Still cool though, I just wish it was more wintry. I know it's directly from the comics, but still. Haley's the GOAT. No shade on her. She's fantastic. I ship them both, by the way. Haley and Miles, they're fantastic. But if they had done what Suicide Squad's doing, where they're, hey, here's the Suicide Squad, a group of characters not too many people know of, but look at this. They're going against the Justice League, and it's confirmed that it's in the same universe as the Arkham series. My voice just cracked like crazy, but you can understand why I'm frustrated with Marvel, because I love Marvel, but what they did with Avengers pisses me off so much, because I know it could have been great if they had just done it properly. And they did it to themselves. You know, it was probably a forced decision by Square Enix to make it live service and microtransaction filled, but it's not doing good in sales or reviews, and that's because they did that to themselves. And I can't really feel too bad for them since that was their decision, and we are spending money as consumers to buy their product, which the general public has said that they don't like. So it's a, you know, win-lose situation, but mainly a loss, an L for Square Enix. That's wrong L. That's the right one. L. Normal one. But, yes, a lot of exciting stuff in the superhero realm. A Daredevil game would sell instantly if they did it properly, if they made one properly. Bill, if you're watching, Bill, or Troy, whoever's watching for Marvel Games, or any of the voice actors, we want a Daredevil game. Thank you. You would not regret it. Either way, that would be the best move you could do. Matt Murdock is so freaking cool, you guys. You don't even understand. You probably do understand if you've watched the Netflix series or read his books, the Frank Miller books as well. The graphic novels, I should say. But, it's fantastic. We'll wear the winter suit. Why not? Haley just gave it to us. We'll stick with it. But yeah, let's see. Any thoughts about what you guys would want to see in the next Game Awards or the Marvel series or superhero games or anything like that? If you guys want me to discuss about it, let's see. Gabriel Rangel, how about a Daredevil game with investigation mechanics similar to Sherlock Holmes games? That would be sick. I'll do you one better. And if you guys have played, which was also made by Rockstar, I know not a lot of people seem to like it. My dad and I love this game. LA Noire, if you guys know that game, by Rockstar, and I think, I forget the other studio's name, but they made like a, you know, detective investigation game where you're playing a detective in like the 1940s, like classic old school, you know, gumshoe detective stories. And you're the cop, and you get to interrogate people. That's the whole meme. If you guys know where that meme comes from, press, you know, X to doubt. That comes from LA Noire. LA Noire plus Daredevil, hell yes. Just do that, sell. Your game sells. But yes, Team Bondi. Thank you, D-Doc. You're absolutely right. Team Bondi and Rockstar made LA Noire. Fantastic game. Facial animations at the time were okay. Nowadays, it looks like it's made from like a PS2 game, even though it was on, you know, PS3 and Xbox 360. Whew, and I think they remastered it. Did they re-release it, I think, on current gen, like, you know, PS4 and Xbox One? I feel like they did, but man, the facial animations are meme-worthy for that game. But yes, LA Noire plus Daredevil would be sick. I know. Game 2020 Online, drink some water. I know. I'm sorry. I don't have any water with me. I usually do, but I would. Young Valley, Spawn. I need a Spawn game. I think there has been an older one in the past, but I get what you mean. A AAA Spawn game, like a third-person action-adventure, maybe open-world game. Even level-based would be good, like an Uncharted-esque Spawn game with set pieces. That would be sick. That would be fantastic. Are we going to get the Harry dialogue? No, because I was going to say, this race that you do has some great dialogue between Peter and Miles talking about Harry and his first encounter with Harry Osborn in this game's universe, which is so cool. And I did, the second time I did this race, I heard him talk about Harry. I'm like, what? They're talking about Harry in this game? Let's go. Because you know they're going to be there. If you thought the Doc Ock connection with Peter and Otto was heartbreaking at the end of Spider-Man PS4, like myself, I can guarantee you right now that when we see Harry in the black suit crying out in pain that he's fighting his best friend, Peter, you know, probably not in the control of his own actions, just what the symbiote's going to do to Harry, going to be heartbreaking, going to be freaking depressing as all hell, but I cannot wait to see that happen. Oh, man. It's going to be fantastic. Whew, sequel, and by the way, no, I don't know when the sequel's being announced. I have no inside info, trust me, I would love to know. I don't, but if I had to guess, I would say again, I think it's going to release, maybe not because of working from home, and I don't know how that's affecting developing the game, but my best guess is that they're going to release fully the full sequel, Marvel Spider-Man 2, plus it's also been confirmed that it's easier for developers to make games faster and more efficiently on next-gen consoles, primarily with the PS5, and seeing how I'm assuming Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to be a PS5 exclusive, that is even better in our favor. I think it is going to be releasing fully on next-gen, only on PS5, in late 2022. That's my best possible guess. Could be wrong, but I think that would be great. Coolio C, a Venom game would be cool with Ultimate Spider-Man mechanics, and the real boss fight is with Spider-Man. Yes. So just like, yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, but for modern. And again, I have no idea if they do that for the sequel. If they make you play as Venom, as Harry, and you fight Peter and Miles as the black, as black-suited Harry, as Venom, I'm gonna frickin' throw my chair and hype, because that's gonna be the coolest thing ever. Anything could happen. The coolest thing about all this is that anything could happen with any of this. With the Avengers game, and Guardians of the Galaxy, and Spider-Man 2, and even the DC games, what's going on there. Like, there's so many possibilities with what the narrative and gameplay capabilities could actually relate to for the characters and the stylization of how the game is designed. Because if they have a good director behind it, or good publishers wanting to do justice by the characters, then we're fine. The problem is, I think it was a forced decision by Square Enix to make Avengers, instead of a full game, a game that would make them the most money. Meaning, let's monetize it. Let's put microtransactions. Let's do added heroes for free, but then let's make all the cosmetics and stuff, pay for. And no one's down for that because they just want a good, solid superhero game. Where you even see, recently, besides Insomniac including the 3 remaster suits in Spider-Man PS4 with the Amazing Spider-Man suit, the Arachnid Rider suit, as well as the Armored Advance suit, they included that also in Spider-Man PS4, and alongside of that, Rocksteady also included these 2 new Batman suits, which is pretty darn cool, for free as an update to Arkham Knight, out of nowhere. Like, literally out of nowhere, they just decided to include it in the game at no cost. 5 years later, because Arkham Knight came out in 2015, and they released a freaking DLC update with 3 free suits. No cost. And that's hype. Now, granted, you had to do microtransactions for certain suits in Arkham Knight as well, but for the most part, it was like there's a pretty hefty amount of costumes that you can unlock in Arkham Knight that you don't have to pay for. Whereas almost every single suit in Avengers costs money, or at least you have to grind through the challenge card to unlock specific suits, where as a shortcut you can just pay for it with real money. And that's the problem. Like, you shouldn't have to pay for these things that you can just normally unlock in the game, as we've seen with Miles Morales and Spider-Man PS4. So business should not be at the forefront of any of these superhero games. It should just be do the game justice as the game itself, and then worry about the money later, because the money will come regardless. The money will come in 2 seconds if you just make a good superhero game. Like, if Gotham Knights comes out, and it's already confirmed that Gotham Knights is not a live service game, so that's already a step in the right direction. If they make Gotham Knights a good game with quality gameplay, a solid story, and good graphics, it's going to sell like hotcakes. And if you don't include any microtransaction stuff, it'll be received even better. And that's a fact. So it all depends. Let's see. I know I'm missing all the chat posts. I apologize. That's why I barely stream, y'all. It's a fault on my part. But I appreciate all you tuning in. If you're just tuning in, hi. Hope you're doing good. We've been streaming for almost an hour now. Speaking of the devil, of course, as I say, I'm not fit for streaming. My home phone rings, because why not? God, just an L for me, as always. But the point is, superhero games have a lot of potential. And it's very, very exciting to see what is going to be happening next in the next year with Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad, and if they decide to actually update Marvel's Avengers with content, then Marvel's Avengers, if it becomes good, with Hawkeye and Black Panther and Spider-Man. and I'm assuming also like Scarlet Witch and those other characters too. Let's see. Let's just bum rush all these people before I get distracted. Whew. Oh boy, I feel like that sword's gonna attack me out of nowhere. Yep. No. Ooh. Okay. I'm trying to build up the combo so I can do that cool finishing move on this sword person. Let's see if I go over here quickly. Really quick. Slide underneath. Oh. There we go. Oh. Dodge that really quick. Check this out. You probably have done it yourselves, but I want to try and do it on this sword person myself. Ooh. Dodge that quick. No. Dodge your attack. Okay. Bye. Spin dash of fury. Boom! Oh, I love that move. Fantastic. Okay. You have to do two. You have to acquire 2 of the combo takedown meters to do that move. Yes, Mr. Nerd. I think it even says it on my title. I don't know why you guys keep asking that. Plus, it has the same UI display as a standard. But yes, I am playing this on my PS4. Trust me, and again, once I do receive a PS5, I will absolutely do a live stream of the remaster of Spider-Man. So you can see my initial reaction to Ben Jordan's model as well as the game itself. Because seeing it on a laptop screen or even your TV is different than actually playing the game for yourself. That was the key factor for Avengers, where A-Day looked super boring. Watching it on your TV screen, like, my god, this is super linear and dumb. But when you do the mission yourself, like, that was actually kind of fun. I just wish the entire game was like that, and sadly it wasn't. So, obviously, Spider-Man PS4 is going to be amazing because we've already played the game ourselves with the remaster and Spider-Man PS4, so it's just going to look better. But the Ben Jordan character model is what I need to see on display fully when playing as him versus seeing him in, like, certain cutscenes. I need to play as that Peter versus just seeing him in, like, you know, certain scenes out of context for the game. I gotta probably take out this guy in the tower first. But yeah, once I get a PS5, I'll be sure to live stream the remaster and maybe Miles on PS5 as well. But right now, I can't. It's just on PS4 Pro. Still looks great, but can't do anything about that right now. Holy smokes, am I gonna die? No. You got out that way too fast. Really quick. No. Oh, okay. Totally not dead. Oh, wait. Ooh. This is a close one. Are we good? Yes. Holy smokes, I'm alive. I am playing this on Ultimate, by the way, so give me some respect if I die. But I'm skilled. I'm skilled enough, and I won't let you guys down with my moves, so I'll be good. Alright, TX Taylor, imagine a Daredevil game where you go into an alley to switch into your suit, and imagine each button control pad is one of your... I'm assuming it cut off there. I'm assuming you mean senses? Yes, sir. Dude. Okay. I don't usually like to demand stuff, but I'm demanding it for the sequel. It's a fully next-gen game, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I think it's safe to assume that the sequel will exclusively be on PS5. I am demanding this feature for the sequel. Have it seamlessly transition from Peter Parker to Spider-Man in an alleyway and, like, at a press of a button. Like, no one's seeing you walk in New York. You're simply walking the streets as Miles or Peter. There's a crime happening. There's a cop car, you know, chasing a crook in a car. You're Peter walking down the street. You see a crime happen. You run into an alleyway and you switch into your suit. Needs to happen. I am begging you, Insomniac, or anyone at Marvel watching, if you're at all watching, please do that, sir. I beg of you. That needs to happen. They almost did it in the Silver Lining DLC. That was a tease. That was a tease of what they could do in the Silver Lining DLC. If you guys remember in that scene where Peter does exactly that. He's eavesdropping on the Hammerhead goons. He's following him down the streets of New York. He sees that they're gathering in this little, parking lot, and then you're crawling up a wall and surveying them from above on the rooftops, and then you jump down in your Spider-Man suit. Do more of that, please. More of that. Begging Insomniac right now that they need to include that. That would be the best feature to be. That would be even more Game of the Year. Like, I think Miles really improved on a lot of assets the first game did, especially with the swinging. I think we can all agree that while the swinging in Spider-Man PS4 is fantastic, Miles' swinging is miles better. And you see what I did there? That's an L. Sorry, had to do it. It was a golden opportunity. I couldn't let it slide, but I had to do it. The swinging in Miles Morales is indeed miles better than Spider-Man PS4, but the story is better in Spider-Man PS4 than Miles. The combat is more the same, in Miles. You just now have the added ability of the Venom powers, making it feel different. But I also want them to improve upon the parkour mechanics in the next game. More parkour implementations for the traversal and combat, if at all possible, if you can even do that with combat stuff. Oops, I just got rid of all my juice. Nope. There we go. Bam. Boom. Yeah, do that, please. And I was also going to say, I said the parkour, I said the seamless transition between Peter and Miles into the suit. Symbiote gameplay, I think that's confirmed at this point, where we're going to get, you know, the black suit combat implementations like Web of Shadows style, or even Shattered Dimension style with the black suit incorporation with those games, or even Spider-Man 3. I think they might go a Spider-Man 3 route in the sense they might make it a bit more realistic. So for Web of Shadows and Shattered Dimensions, they went the more comic route where like there's tendrils and the spikes coming out of the symbiote and, you know, using it, like bursting out of your chest and stuff, which is the coolest, sickest thing. But this is obviously a much more grounded universe, and Miles' Venom powers are already kind of crossing into too much comic booky territory. So they could do like symbiote tendrils coming out of the suit using that, but I think they might go like a Spider-Man 3 sense in the regard they might make it a bit more realistic, where it just makes him stronger and more aggressive instead of, oh, here's like a symbiote giant fist coming out to punch someone, you know? They could. I have no clue. I would like to see that, but would that be realistic enough in the sense of the game universe? I don't know. But we will see. That I missed twice. Okay, I keep missing that for some reason. Oh, I haven't even checked the thing yet. That's why. What's up, Arachnid Man? What's up, guys? Thank you all for joining if you're tuning in. For the new Spider-Man game, they should have a multiplayer symbiote multiple symbiote shaders with all the suits. Yeah. I know people, which we were speculating too, that we were hoping for even when the first game was being, you know, teased and promoted, that they would include a suit customization section, you know, like Sunset Overdrive style, where you can customize your entire character, which if you guys don't know, which you should, Sunset Overdrive was developed by Insomniac Games, and in that game, which we were speculating would be the same thing for Spider-Man, they would include multiple suit customization opportunities to make your own Spider-Man costume. Now, I don't think that will happen for the sequel because of licensing issues. Marvel is licensing the, you know, the go-ahead for like, yeah, you can use the Raimi suit, you can use the comic book costumes, you can use Miles Morales' main, like here, in the comics, like right here, this one here, and this one are directly from the comics. The homemade suit and the Great Responsibility suit, which is pretty much, besides the Adidas shoes, that's the costume in the comics where Miles first becomes Spider-Man, where he wears like a Halloween costume, and he's like, this is in bad taste, I should probably not wear this anymore. He wears this, pretty much, from the comics, and then in the newer comics, they redid it so that he makes his own suit, which looks like that. They had to get confirmed licensing agreements from Marvel saying, yep, you can use that suit, you can use that suit, and then same thing for Into the Spider-Verse, that's from the Sony, you know, Pictures animation team. Yep, you can use that suit. You know, same thing from the comics here at the end. And Miles Morales 2099, those are from specific comic. Well, the end suit is from a comic, but the 2099 suit and the 2020 suit are from Marvel comic variant covers of comics. And they had, yeah, can we take that costume from the comics and incorporate it into the game one-to-one? And they said, Marvel said yes. So I don't know. And then they also got, you know, the agreement like, yeah, can we make our own suits? Like, oh yeah, sure. So the Crimson Cowl, the Strike suit, the Programmable Matter suit, the Cat suit, obviously, which looks fantastic. The, you know, Spider Prowler suit, the Purple Rain suit, pretty much. The Uptown Pride suit, which is just a recoloring of the classic suit. So they had to get confirmed licensing go-aheads from Marvel saying, yep, you can use that suit and you can make your own suits. So, what I'm trying to say is I don't think that they're able to make their own Spider-Man costumes without Marvel's say-so. Because they have to go with what's in the comics to represent the property that they're working on. Since the whole game is a licensed game, they have to get the licensing rights to put in these used suits. 100 viewers in the chat. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you're enjoying. Thank you all for tuning in general. Hopefully you're having a good day. on Friday afternoon, just talking about what we previously talked about for the past hour was the Game Awards, the Disney Investor Day with Marvel and Star Wars stuff, you know, the possibilities, of course, with Marvel Spider-Man 2, the results of the Game Awards where Miles Morales was snubbed. Also, I didn't mention this earlier, Miles Morales was snubbed for Best Action Adventure, because if Last of Us was already going to win Game of the Year, I don't think it should really win Best Action Adventure when Miles clearly covers that to a T. And secondly, which I didn't even mention, huge snub that Miles was not at least nominated for Best Soundtrack. That is a disgrace, in my opinion. That is super upsetting that they didn't give the soundtrack a nomination for this game. Insane. John Paisano is a genius. Same thing with Boy Wonder and Lecrae. I keep forgetting, I recently played Marvel's Avengers, so R3 is the spider sense in this game, where in Marvel's Avengers, the radar sense that you have in that game is up on the D-pad, and I keep doing that by accident. So I'm getting used to it, back to Miles, but as you saw, I didn't die, so I'm doing pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I cut Genki off, sorry. But yeah, I am very interested to see what the future has for the Game Awards and the next show down the line, next December, a full year away, so we probably have a lot to look forward to. However, I don't know if they'll, you know, keep doing stuff with, you know, COVID and everything that's happening there. So we will see, but hopefully it works out for the best for the developers and also the people working on the Game Awards, because Jeff Keighley does care. You know, he's doing a good job with what he's been given. And I think it's pretty impressive to see how much effort he's put into making the show as much representing and much inclusive as possible for the developers and the properties and the games that they're working on in general. Stay still. Okay. This has to connect to something, right? Yes. Right there. Boom. So let's go there. And there. Nicely done. Boom. Didn't even check this out either. Yeah, let's see. I think he did a good job with what he's been doing so far. I just think sometimes it focuses too much on like the advertising and the celeb stuff. Like Christopher Nolan presented Game of the Year, and it's like, really, like, I love Christopher Nolan, but like, make it more about the games and don't try and make it more like movie / Hollywood centric. Keep the games tailored to the games, keep the movies tailored to the movies. So we'll see how in the future they could maybe improve that. Yeah, other than that, I think Cyberpunk is probably going to win Game of the Year next year, because it didn't qualify for this year since it missed off the cap date. They cut off the voting date for the games to be included at like mid-November, and Cyberpunk just came out yesterday, I think, so I think that's probably going to win Game of the Year next year. Although, that, in my regard, is going to be another Last of Us 2 situation where it's just like the public, like, oh, this is the best game. Like, is it really, though? Because I have not bought Cyberpunk, because first off, I'm not a fan of first-person games, and second off, it looks buggy as hell on a PS4, and I have a PS4 Pro, so I'm not going to waste my time with it. And I'm not a PC gamer either. So I know people say, it runs the best on PC. I'm like, just play it on PC. I'm like, I would if I had one. But I'm more of a console gamer at heart than a PC player. So I haven't really got Cyberpunk yet. Plus, I like The Witcher 3. CD Projekt Red made The Witcher games. And Witcher 3 is said to be like one of the best games of all time. I get it. For me, it kind of like takes a while for it to get going. And some of the characters just don't really resonate with me as much, but I like it for what it is, but it's not like one of my favorite games ever made. But it's interesting enough. Let's see, let's just go in webs blazing. Why not? We're done. Boom. Get this person with webs. If I can, I forget, it's R1 to switch the gadgets, not L1. I'm back in that mindset of Spider-Man PS4. Boom. What's up, I almost said Rock Song. Underground, their theme, by the way, again, snub for the soundtrack. This music, I'm assuming, is playing right now because I have my TV volume lowered. The Underground theme music that's in this game is so freaking good. Like, the music that plays when Miles fights them on the bridge is fantastic. It's so, so good. The trap beats, the orchestral music, mixing with Miles' theme, and the fact that he's a beats maker in the game, so it connects to his character at the same time. Like, geniuses. They're geniuses. Yes. Holy smokes. But, yeah, let me guys know what your thoughts were on the Game Awards. Did you enjoy it? Did you think that they could have done a bit more? What would you have changed? Would you have changed the winner of the Game Awards, or would you have included some other category for an award itself, or did you like the performances there by the bands? I think there were like a couple of bands there doing some stuff. Whoops! I did not know there was going to be a giant sword person hitting me during that point. But we're live. Yeah. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were. Big ol' hammer boy coming in. Hopefully I can do a takedown on him with the hammer, because it looks sick when he does it. Oof. Do it again. Venom dash. Bam. Instant death. No, Miles doesn't kill. Oh, wait. Don't hit me if I get the drop on him. Okay, 1, 2. That did no damage. Uh-oh. Wait. I don't want to do a takedown on him because I want to try and do it on the hammer guy. I hope I can do it, please. Ooh. Oh, I got 2 already. Okay, good. I thought I had one. Or I was missing one. All right, let's see. Instant. No. Oh, my God. He hit me with the hammer. Here we go. Boom. It's hammer time! Yeah, done. I love that move. The animations in this game are so good, too. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. Like, if they had made Miles Game of the Year contender, it probably wouldn't have won, but just seeing it as a possible nominee for that category would have been so cool. Next year, for the sequel, we'll keep our fingers crossed. And hopefully it wins this time, because the best thing about the Game Awards is, like, it's a celebration of all games, because all the games are good. It's kind of weird the health bar's on the screen right there. But 2018 was such a good year for games, and so was 2020, even with the pandemic going on. So 2018 had Red Dead, God of War, Spider-Man, not Persona 5, that was 2017. Detroit Become Human, that wasn't a Game of the Year. Was it? Wait, was that nominated for Game of the Year? I forget, but Detroit Become Human, we were talking about Quantic Dream earlier, like with Heavy Rain and stuff. Sorry, I know people like to meme David Cage, but I love Detroit Become Human. I think that game is fantastic. It's really good with the story and the characters, even though they're androids, but it's really, really cool. And Brian Deckard, you know, became an online YouTuber because of Detroit. If you guys know, that's the actor who played I'm Connor, the android sent by Cyberlife. That's the actor's name, Brian Deckard. He's so good. He's so good. He deserves all the support in the world. Venom dash after Finn. Come on, Miles. Go after lightning fast speed. Pedal to the metal. Web to the thread. Boom. All right. Yes. But yeah, I think that would have been really cool if they had a lot of good games showcased for the Game Awards in all these years. I was still personally shocked that Sekiro won last year's Game of the Year. I did not see that coming at all. But it was most likely a given, you know, the biggest possibility that Last of Us 2 was going to win for Game of the Year. Like, I wasn't surprised. I was mad because I'm like, really? You got all the other awards and Game of the Year? Like, give an award to some other game besides Last of Us. But no, instead they just gave everything to Last of Us because why not? So that upset me a little bit, but whatevs. Woo! All right, the swing chase is so good. More of this, please, in the sequel. Oh, no! Oh, I tried to go through the... Miles, you gotta go faster than that. What's going on? I did not mean to try and hit the lamppost. I was trying to go and... or hit the ground. I tried to hit the lamppost to swing over it instead of just completely dodge her attacks. Let's see, can I wall run after her? Yes, I can. Oh, she shot me with the missiles. How dare you? Damn. All right. Tyus Tate. What's my favorite suit to use? Either the Bodega Cat suit or the classic suit. Even though I said in the first in my video, the top 5 best suits of Miles Morales, I said my favorite suit was the Spider-Verse suit because, of course, I like more of the realistic looking costumes. I just gave it to the Spider-Verse suit because of the amount of detail and attention Insomniac put into that costume versus the other suits, because it has its own, you know, mods of the Spider-Verse animation stuff as well as the onomatopoeia combat words. So that was fantastic for that. But favorite suit is probably the classic suit or Bodega Cat. In the winter suit too, Miles. Come on, at least you're cold while you're getting your ass beat, but damn. It's intense. What's my favorite suit mod in the game? I will do a video about that later on. I have not gotten around to doing it yet, but I would probably say the air tricks one is a lot more handy than you think, because even though you build up the Venom power while doing air tricks to traverse, you can also save it up once you enter a combat situation. So, oh, when you're swinging, you just so happen to gain more Venom powers to use either when traversing or on foes. So that's pretty cool. I know, Mr. Nerd, you're right. The way that she releases her sword is so damn cool. It is awesome. The programmable matter for the Tinkerer, her fists and the jet boot. I still don't know how that works, where her super fast... Well, it shows it actually in the time capsule. She's wearing the velocity skates to make her, you know, go super fast with the programmable matter attached to her. So that's awesome, but it's like, you're going a bit too fast there, Finn. That's a bit too fast, too furious in my eyes. But yeah, the suit mods, the Venom Overclock one, where you get Venom energy with every 6th hit combo you acquire, that's pretty OP. You know, what do you call it? The air trick one is pretty helpful. And just the traversing ones in general are sick. Slow-mo diving. Up close and personal. Look at Miles. Woo! Ah! Ouch. Right in the face. I thought we was going to swing that, but we tried. Alright. Uncle Aaron, the main man. What's up? Ooh, look at him swagging with that exaggerated swinging swagger of a black teen with that little call me sign with the swing pose. That's too dope. Oh, man. Let's see. We worn the winter suit long enough. Let's move on to another one. I was trying to do this before. Now I have enough space to do it. Let's see. Ooh, up close. And dive front. Woo! Love it. So sick. Face front dive with the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. Miles is known for it, of course. Oh, perfection. With the side pose. Yes, sir. And right through the alleyway. Oh! So close. I tried. Damn. Let's see. Let's move to... You guys choose. I've been choosing just in general, but you guys decide. What suit would you like me to wear? I know, Arachnaman, too much swagger. Favorite suit is the classic suit? Yeah, Mr. Nerd, the classic suit is pretty darn... Like, this, you know, the winter suit's already on, but the, yeah, Sammy, actually, yeah, you're right. We are about to meet Aaron, Uncle Aaron, with the Prowler, with this mission, so let's wear the Prowler suit. The way on how they modernized the back logo, because I know previously the spider legs kind of intertwined with each other. They kind of mixed itself with the back spider legs on the bottom with the top, but now they just kind of separated them all individually, which I love a lot more than how it looks in the comics. Which, again, I think it's right here, actually, right? In the back, no, not that one, the animated suit in the back. No, it's the same. Okay, so they just animated the classic suit for this. But you know what I mean, right? Like the comic classic suit logo with the legs is kind of like crisscrossing into the other legs, morphing when itself. But yeah, for the classic suit, they made it separated for that one, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, for suit mods, what I was trying to go here, suit mods, visor mods, this one, Trick Master is so good. Game bonus Venom power by performing air tricks. A lot more handier than you think. And that's why I've been able to do a lot of Venom boosting and jumping when swinging, because it's really, really handy. In this one, I also kind of use this as like a cannon upgrade for Miles. He's like upgrading his web shooters while he's getting more stuff. So I always use the stronger webs, makes him take longer to break out of the webs, because that makes sense to upgrade the web shooters. And Venom Momentum. Every 6th hit in a Venom combo applies Venom Stun to an enemy, or to a combo applies Venom Stun to the enemy. So it's like also a canon upgrade. Like, well, he's using a lot of his Venom powers as he grows as Spider-Man. So when he's fighting enemies, you would think that more Venom energy would be used instead of just using like the Venom Punch or the Dash. He's using it with his normal combo. So that looks pretty cool. And the Venom Overclock is cool too. Venom power generation increases as health drops. That helps when you're getting ambushed by a bunch of underground or Roxxon troops at once. This one's cool. Replenishes 1 gadget ammo when performing a melee or stealth takedown on an enemy, but I don't really use a lot of a melee stealth takedown, so that's why I don't really stealth a lot. I kind of go in webs blazing. This one's a bit too OP. Threat sensors, this was also in the last game. You know, it slows down time when you do a perfect dodge. That's pretty handy. Onomatopoeia 1, Ghost Strike. Enemies can no longer hear web takedowns while camouflaged. That's handy-ish, I guess, but again, that's mainly for stealth, and I'm not really too heavy on the stealth. Decreased damage by range attacks, that's very handy. That comes with the tracksuit, I know. Auto-activates camouflage immediately before detection during stealth encounters. That's pretty helpful. I don't use stealth a lot again, but that is handy if you're trying to be, inconspicuous. Residual Venom, energy left behind. I've seen this one. It kind of looks like a PS2 game, like with the power-ups lingering around. Energy left behind after successful Venom attacks become visible and can be absorbed on contact to generate more Venom power. I was like, I'm all out of Venom power. I'm all out of web fluid. It's exactly like Spider-Man 2000 if you unlock this one. It's fantastic. On scan, connects a line from an enemy that see other enemies currently see them. That's, again, more stealth stuff. This is all stealth stuff, except for this. Increase the window for perfect dodging. That's pretty handy during combat. Increase the drop rate for gadget ammo. I use not as many gadgets as you've seen. I haven't used the holograms, the Hollow Peter hologram Spider Buddy gadget as much. I use the gravity well from time to time when there's a lot, but not as much. And then even the trip mine as well, or the electric mine that Prowler gives you, is also mainly for stealth. But I mainly just use the web shooters and the Venom powers, and that's enough for me. So I usually use these two a lot, Trickmaster and Venom Overclock, and then suit mods. There's a lot to choose from. That's the Spider-Verse one. Venom Shield. Spending a Venom bar to heal triggers Venom Shield, which lasts 5 seconds, blocks all damage, and Venom stuns melee attackers. That's pretty OP, but interesting enough if you want to try and get the drop on people using stronger webs. Now, power transfer. Turn off camouflage early to transfer a portion of the unused camo power or camo energy into the Venom power. So that's cool. You mix and match the stealth with the combat. I don't usually use that one as much, but that's pretty nifty if you're switching from stealth to combat. Slows the rate that camouflage drains when not moving. I did use this one a lot when initially doing a lot of stealth stuff, but I just moved on to the stronger webs and the Venom Momentum, which is a lot handier during fist fights. Zap Slap creates a concussive force when underground weapons are shattered. So this one is only tailored to the underground, so it's not really applied to any other villains like the Street Thugs or Roxxon. It's just the underground. So it's cool, but not as effective of like every other enemy. This one was actually the suit power for the wrestling suit in Spider-Man PS4. It increases the damage of thrown objects. That one's kind of hit or miss. I'm not a fan of that one personally, but it's cool. Venom Suppression Resistance reduces the length of Roxxon Venom Suppression. So again, only tailored to one group of enemies. That's the Roxxon guards. Activate Camo to instantly remove Roxxon bolas. That's pretty cool. But again, you're not really fighting Roxxon as much as you'd think in the game, only in certain missions. But that's handy if you need it. This one's pretty simple. Increases all gadget ammo by 1 with deep pockets. That's handy, but again, I'm not usually a big gadget guy for Miles compared to Peter, so I just use the webs a lot, and that's already has enough slots to fit in. Hidden Fury, melee attacks generate bonus camo time per hit. So if you want to be super OP and fight enemies while invisible without needing to go back to being visible, you can just put this one on and just be crazy about it. This one, Induction Mesh, generates a small amount of health per hit on Venom stunned enemies. That's pretty handy if you're trying to regain health faster and keep up Venom energy. So that's pretty good. Untouchable, attacks after a perfect dodge do 50% more damage for 5 seconds. So if you want to do even more, strength punches to your foes, just use this one, they're done. And then finally, Unbreakable decreases damage from melee attacks by 25%. I use this one all the time when starting off the game, but instead I swapped it for Venom Momentum instead. But a lot of the suit mods and visor mods are pretty good. I'm trying to see if they'll maybe go over that more in the sequel, but yeah, we will see. Adamski says, hey Evan, I'm just wondering, did you try the Kate Bishop DLC? I did. It was interesting. And sorry to take all that time to just go over the suit mods, but you guys were asking about it, so I will go over that in a full video, maybe later down the line, hopefully before Christmas. But right now, we're just trying to complete the stream series for Miles. But yes, to answer your question, Adam, I did do the Kate Bishop DLC. I did not live stream it. I just played it on my own free time because I don't think you guys would be too interested in seeing that. Unless you guys would want to play Avengers with me together. That would be fun. Do like a community stream for Avengers. Maybe make it a charity stream before the holidays are over. That would be fun. We're trying to go to Uncle Aaron, right? Or no, the mission isn't available yet. Right, so instead, let's go to... We could do a Roxxon lab. Let's do this combat mission over here. Let's try and finish the Pete stuff. But yeah, I did the Kate Bishop DLC. It was more the same exact stuff. You go into an aim lab and you fight the aim robots and you defeat, you know, a boss every time. Same exact formula. Super repetitive. But the addition now is that Kate Bishop adds some gameplay variety with the teleporting and her sword and bow, which is pretty cool. But other than that, it was the same. It was the same stuff. But the stuff with the story, with the future, you know, the time travel stuff, and the not the quantum, but the time bridge, and Kate meeting Hawkeye, you know, Clint, that was cool, the cop cars over there. And seeing what her relationship is with him and the other Avengers was pretty cool. Finally having the Avengers interact with another character. I still find it very strange that the first ever character that they decided to release for this game, especially seeing how fast it's dying, is Kate Bishop, a character that not a lot of people know about. So, you know, we'll see how that fares for the game. But I would say, and it's free, so you know you're not wasting any money or anything if you decide to try it, since it's a free update for the game. But it could have been better. But for a free update, with the amount of stuff that's in there, it was pretty good. I just think in the sense the story could have been a bit more focused on Kate and Clint instead of just kind of making it like, oh, this is what my powers are and this is the time travel stuff we're going to be going in the other updates. But I don't really know that much about Kate and her background other than she is really close to Clint and is a fan of Captain America and makes fun of Thor, and that's really it. She's kind of she was on okay terms with the Avengers, and then she just kind of did her own thing as a private investigator for a while, and then she left them, I think, but then she's also, her and Clint were investigating the disappearance of Nick Fury, what happened to him, and then they were trying to find that out in the future, because there's this big invasion coming from the Kree. Spoilers if you haven't played, I guess, but I don't know if you guys care too much. But they're doing a lot of stuff to set up the future content down the line, and that's where it's going to get interesting to see what they decide to do with the character of Kate Bishop in the future. Oh, no, I meant to try and take him out in the air instead of on the ground, but for what it is, again, it's free. It's trying to expand the story that they set up previously with AIM. It's more AIM, though, so that's kind of dumb. They're going to save the Kree stuff for a bit later down the line. Hopefully it works out for them, but for right now, it's kind of like, you know, questionable at best. But whether or not they'll be able to pull it off, we will see. Oh, wait, no, 5 seconds left. Can I do it? Oh, wait. Oh, nailed it. Boom. Ultimate Miles Morales. What a pro. Bam. Done. But yeah, her teleporting is cool. I hate it because she uses a bow and arrow, but she also has that giant-ass katana. And if you guys know me, I'm not a ranged player. You know, if there was like a character that, if you're like up close and personal, or take things from the back a little bit, you know, wait, pause, not like that. I mean, take things far away in the sense of you're a distance character, like in the sense of like if you're playing Call of Duty, are you choosing like a shotgun for your loadout or a sniper rifle? And I'm not a sniper rifle guy. I'm a shotgun guy, you know, first and foremost. So for Kate Bishop, it's great because she's the best of both worlds. She has a katana that she can do serious damage up close and personal, and a bow if you want to do things from afar, from a distance. So in that regard, I mainly built her with her skills in the sense that she's more powerful with her sword rather than her bow. Because you can upgrade her to make her bow more powerful or the sword more powerful. And I've upgraded her to make sure that her sword is the most powerful item at her disposal, which is pretty cool to see. And it makes me curious to see exactly how they're going to do that for, well, you're saying you're Acting Man, you're a web shooter guy, that's to my next topic, how that's going to relate to, that was cool, and I was just posed perfectly, how that's going to relate to Clint Barton with Hawkeye with his own bow and arrow, and Spider-Man, since he's coming in the game, and he's going to be maybe both, you know, up close, quarter combat fighting style, or maybe ranged with web shooters, and they also confirm, you know, he's going to have access to the Avengers tech with the PIM tech and the Stark tech, so maybe you'll have, like, shrinking webs, gamma webs, electric webs, you know, all that stuff, because that also applies to, you know, Black Widow's bullets, for example. If you're using her gun, she can shoot gamma bullets or shrink bullets or, what do you call it? The gamma, electric, and shrink ray bullets, the PIM bullets, for Black Widow. And I'm dead, I think. I'm caught instantly. Yep, failed. Fantastic, Miles. You tool. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of potential is the main thing. I think the game itself is not good, but there's a lot of potential to see what they can do in the future. And that's what excites me as a Marvel fan for the story, as well as down the line for the character of Kate Bishop and Black Widow, or Kate Bishop, Black Panther, Clint Barton, and Peter Parker, and of course Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, War Machine, all these other characters. Because we love Marvel, and we didn't want Avengers to fail, but the fact that they did it to themselves to make it like a live service game that did not put the player or the story first was kind of a letdown, to be honest. Let's see, I don't know what's going on. I tried to web shoot the thing, and I thought they weren't going to see that. Let's see. In his face. Boom. Let's see, where's the other guy? Oh, okay, I did not mean to do that. Don't shoot at him, please. They're going to shoot the other hostage. Yep. Whoops. This one I'm kind of okay at, but it all depends on how it starts off first. Let's see. Let's try that again. But yeah, you know, for right now, I would say if you... Because I've seen people actually say this. They have not bought Marvel's Avengers yet because they don't want to play a broken game with a lot of stuff that isn't going to be reflective of what the full property could be if they did the best way possible. Let's see. Can I do this? Wait, really quick. Can I get him out here, please? Fast? No, this is probably not the way to go about it. Nope, failed. Great. I tried to do the mine, see if that stopped them, but I guess not. Yeah, I'm just going to try using camouflage. I will. Let me see. Get this guy first, because I want to go fast is the thing. I'll save them for late. You know what? Let me get this guy first, actually. Let's get the other decoy first. Knee to the face. What a pro. Yeah, but I would say Kate Bishop was an all-right step is an okay step in the right direction for Avengers. Would I say go and play the game right now for Kate Bishop? Absolutely not. But I would say if you're wanting to see what can be included down the line even more, then you're in for an interesting time for what's going to be included next. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. I'm trying to use the webs on these guys, not the mines. What is happening? Ugh, okay. Miles, I didn't want you to do that with the mine. I wanted you to web shoot them to the wall, but that was close. But yeah, I would say that for what it's worth and for how the game is structured itself, that they are trying to do the best with what they can now. But I think that they can improve it a lot more if they spend more time on it and have not released the game in such a buggy state to begin with. Then it would have been a whole lot better. But for now, it's just kind of meh, you know, in that realm. And the story itself was long enough. Like, I think the story content was an hour long. And then the challenge stuff and the grinding for gear, that takes a whole lot more if you want that. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to stealth take him out with the camo and then web him to the wall. Wait, what? They noticed that? I guess so, but come on. I thought that was going to be quick enough if I just webbed him to the wall really quick. And I'm trying to web shoot the ground next to him so they can go over there. Like, let's do that. Go to the side. Distract them. Go to this guy. I don't know what's going on with those two, but if I use the mine, they'll be noticing me in 2 seconds. See, there they go. They're kind of distracted now, but let's see. Go over here. That was fast. Okay. Ooh. I'm trying to focus on this one. Let's see here. Over here. Boom, right in the face. Bam. They're separated, I think. Oh, wait, they were almost separated. Now they're kind of back to back again. No. Wait, can I web them really quick? Really, really quick. I'd be shocked if that counts. Really? Okay, so now I know to not web them. I thought that would have been, like, because they're all down there, you know, but I guess not. Huh. I guess because he saw me take out his friend, but this one I'm not really that good at, but I can do this. Don't worry. Really quick. What happened to the other guy? Wasn't there, like, another enemy to take out first? I guess not. What happened? Oh, I guess they noticed me take out their friend. Wait. Challenge failed? Yes? Come on. I did the same exact thing I did like 3 other times. This is the best route to go. Take out the guy on the side first. And then I need to do the main mission stuff, but we're trying to do this quickly. Okay, done. Sprint to his friend. Over here. Bam, finished. What's up? Need the face. Now, I don't know why it says that they noticed me. Okay. Can you go back to looking the other way? Oh, Jesus! I didn't even notice that the thing timed out. Please, no. Wait, are we okay? What's happening? I think we're all right. Okay. Holy sheesh. Okay, wait. Miles, I thought we were stealthing it up here. Come on. Let's get Peter out of here. Let's see. They're separated, so let me go after them really quick. No, okay, wait. Really quick camo style, please. Look that way. You see nothing. It's totally fine. We have enough time. We can do this in 30 seconds. If we go super speed style, we can do this in 30 seconds. I believe in my powers. See, now they're down there. Camo's not really building up too well, but... Okay, safe. To web strike? Alright. There's the other... Wait, no. Camo, quick. Oh, Jesus. Oh, 10 seconds left. Wait, can we do this? Let's do the gravity well. Boom, done. Out of here. We don't even have to get... No, Miles, I wanted you to save Peter. Ah, alright, fine. Oh, well. Didn't get the ultimate, but we still saved Pete. Nice. I meant to press triangle, not square. Whew, alright, great. Fantabulous. Alright, well, I was trying to say, after doing all that, done. We'll go meet Uncle Aaron now. We'll swing over there, too. There is a lot of hope, if done right, for Marvel's Avengers. Are you guys playing the game? Let me know in the comments, in the chat. Are you playing Marvel's Avengers? Did you play the Kate Bishop DLC? How did you like it? Did you enjoy what the content was? Do you think that they... Oh, I was trying to swing forward, not backward. That was kind of bad. Trying to do some cool camera angles while swinging. I'm not sure why I did that, but we'll try again. Let's see. Did you play the Kate Bishop DLC? Did you enjoy it? Did you like what they had to offer? Are you even going to play Marvel's Avengers? Do you still have the game? I know some people said that they returned it, and that they returned the game after they beat it, or they didn't buy it at all. So that tells you all you need to know about the status of Marvel's Avengers from the general public. It's not doing too good at all. And that's a fact. Like, you could say if you enjoy it, and that's fine, but the fact of the matter is it needs to make more money in order to keep doing stuff like this. Because if it does not make money, it's not going to get a lot of people to keep coming back to play the game at all. There's a rocket falling Miles, but let's try and avoid that, please. Go away! Throw it to a random crowd of people. Right there on the ground, for sure. Woo! Okay. Yes, but, yeah, and instead, in the meantime, I'm just going to be playing Spider-Man and Persona 5 Royal for my games this year. The two Prowlers, side to side. I haven't actually seen this cutscene while wearing this suit, so that's pretty cool. The Prowler and his sidekick. About to rain chaos in the city. Why not? Let's see. After seeing Avengers game trailer, I'm not buying it. Square Enix throws Spider-Man at me, or you're gonna play it once. That's the thing. You can say whatever you want. Even myself, I can't deny this. Once they do include Spider-Man, we're all gonna be trying it. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, if you don't own the game, then maybe Spider-Man will draw you in. Although, to confirm, if you don't know, Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers is not the same Spider-Man within this game's universe. It's not Yuri Lowenthal. At least I hope not. It's not Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker or the white, the advanced suit Spider-Man. It's someone else. Which I will be pissed, by the way, if it's not... Well, okay. First off, we know that the Avengers Spider-Man is not Spider-Man PS4 Spider-Man. That's confirmed. What I will be mad about is if this new Spider-Man that they're incorporating in Marvel's Avengers is also voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. Because if they do that, that would make no sense whatsoever. At all. At that point, just connect them. Because they also did that with Ultimate Alliance 3. It's different, though, because that game is a lower level. It's not AAA. It's more of like cartoon / fun beat-em-up game. But it's not like a huge AAA action-adventure game like Avengers is. And Yuri Lowenthal and William Sawyers reprised their roles as Peter Parker and Otto Octavius in Ultimate Alliance 3. But I don't want Yuri to voice this Marvel's Avengers Spider-Man if it's trying to be a Spider-Man that's different from the one in this game. And instead, I would prefer if they got Josh or, you know, Josh Keaton or Christopher Daniel Barnes or Neil Patrick Harris or anyone else except for Yuri Lowenthal. Ethan, my boy. What's up, dude? I loved your artwork, by the way, the advanced suit that you put online. Everyone go follow Ethan on Twitter. He does amazing artwork. If you guys probably know Ethan at this point, but recently he's been posting a lot of his own unique design elements for the advanced suit in like a 2.0 repaired advanced suit design. It looks chef's kiss fantastic. Ethan, you're gonna go so far. Trust me, when I say you are going to go exponentially far in the art world with your artwork. It's fantastic, dude. Keep up the amazing work. But yeah, I would love it, Ethan, to reply to you. If they got Josh Keaton, that would be the definitive choice, because they already have Yuri as this Spider-Man. He's fantastic, but we don't know how this Spider-Man could be in the Avengers universe. Is he going to be older than the Avengers? Is he going to be the same age as Kamala Khan? You know, are they going to go like an MCU route where making him younger and a fan of the Avengers, or like the comics route where he's kind of like at odds with them and a bit like hesitant to join the team? They're like, yeah, I'll help you out, but I'm not really an Avenger because I like to do things solo. So, and Joseph's in the chat too, our main man, Joseph Woody. Everyone go sub to him, please. He's fantastic. I saw you streaming the Game Awards the other day, Joseph. Sorry I didn't join in the stream, but I'm happy you did it. And Tajay too, main man Tajay Moment. If you guys don't know, subscribe to Tajay. You must be so happy, bro, that Last of Us 1. We were talking about it earlier. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Last of Us 2, but I'm happy that it won because I know you were a fan of it, so I'm glad that you got that W, for sure. Ghost, represent Ghost of Tsushima. That is my game of the year, and I guess also Miles Morales. But for the nominees, I should say, for what was up for game of the year, Ghost is my game of the year. Let's see. Juan Perez, how do I feel about the Game Awards? We talked about it all earlier this stream. If you're just joining, thank you for joining, but we talked a whole lot about that previously. In short, for me, it was one of the more disappointing shows in terms of quality because it was a bit lackluster in certain areas. And I was kind of shocked that Last of Us won everything except for Best Art Direction. Thank God that went to Ghost of Tsushima, and Final Fantasy VII won Best Role-Playing Game, but Last of Us won everything else. I also did notice that Miles has an Advanced Suit plushie. Please, Marvel, if anyone at Marvel or Sony or Insomniac is watching this, please make these buyable. I want to buy one of these damn plushies for myself. I would pay money to buy this, to have one in my own house. I need one of those so bad. It's not even a joke. It's fantastic. But yeah, the Game Awards were okay. Not my personal favorite show of the previous ones I've seen, but it was alright. And yeah, I think, Ethan, I saw your previous comment. How will Spider-Man swing or traverse in the Avengers game? That is going to be very concerning for me. Like, how can that work? Like, Kate Bishop is pretty much Nightcrawler in Avengers now. She has the teleportation and the sword, where in some comics, and mainly in Ultimate Alliance 3, I think, Nightcrawler also fights with a sword. Swords, dual swords. So it's like, you know, like, how would that work with him swinging or web zipping and jumping? Because I'm sure he'll have, unless they do like a Captain America route where he has a double jump, I think he might have a charged jump and zip with swing. Because he's not going to have, like, I'm telling you right now, the swinging of Spider-Man or the traversal of Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers is not going to be anything like it is in, you know, Miles Morales or Spider-Man PS4. It's going to be very simplistic, very rustic, I feel like, and it's going to be weirder because he's in a lot of open areas. He's going to be in the same areas that we see already in, like, the snowy tundra forest, the desert, the AIM bases, the, you know, the robot labs. New York City's in the game as well, but it's like a kind of quarantined off area, pretty much, with not a lot of buildings to traverse around, just like some open streets with robots. So I don't know how it would look in that regard. Let's see. Let's put on Uncle Aaron's record. Boom. He's going to leave a record on while we're about to head out, Miles? Sure, just be inconsiderate with the technology around you, with the electricity. You're going to raise the electric bill through the roof, my guy. Come on. But Aaron Davis will like this. Uncle Aaron will appreciate this. Also, let's switch suits. We'll get our boy Spider-Man and Spider-Man, his sidekick, in this one for sure. Christmas tree, big downgrade on my side compared to Miles' tree, but it will hopefully look like this in a couple days or so. I'll get to it soon. But yes, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how Spider-Man is handled with Avengers, and who he's voiced by, and what his story will be, and what the villain will be as well. Because remember, each character that's included in Marvel's Avengers for free is also going to include their own story and villain to fight. So, are they going to include the Lizard, Venom, Dr. Octopus, Green Goblin? Like, I would hope that they don't do any of the villains that we've seen from Spider-Man PS4 into Spider-Man and Avengers. I hope they do, like, because it has to be a big villain that all the Avengers can fight, and it has to relate to Spider-Man, so I'm assuming it would hopefully be either the Lizard, maybe Venom, if they want to go that hardcore, or something that relates to AIM and the science aspect of it. And if they do Rhino again, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be super pissed. It's like, really? You chose Rhino out of everyone else? Okay, then. Great. Yes, Derek Poole, Miles Morales' fade does go crazy. Who's his barber? I know. They upgraded my man heavily. And again, for my hair, another reason why I'm not as fond to Ben Jordan's Peter compared to John Bubniak's is because I literally have Peter's hair. His hair is literally my hair, and I'm 22 years old, so I'm 1 year younger than Peter in Spider-Man PS4, and I literally have close to Peter's hair. Close enough. So I'm like, that's literally me when I see him on screen. Like, that's my boy, our golden son. But why not? Ben, no disrespect. You're just doing a job. It's okay. Big Chung. Evan, are you getting Cyberpunk? I am not, because it does not run well at all on consoles. From the footage I've seen and the reviews that have said so. A reviewer that I know of, he's okay from time to time. I trust his opinions on certain games. Sometimes it's a bit like hit or miss, but specifically for Cyberpunk, fellow reviewer who's known in game ranks, Jake Baldino, said that the PS4 and Xbox One iterations of Cyberpunk are pretty much unacceptable at this point to run on current gen hardware. So that's very telling. So me, I'm going to save my money. I'm also not a PC gamer, so I'm not going to buy it on PC or anything like that. I'm going to wait until I get a PS5. And I'm also not a fan of first-person games. That's why I don't really do a lot of Call of Duty or Skyrim, even. But Cyberpunk is pretty darn hyped up for like how long it's been in development. So I'll give it a try, maybe, but I'm not going to get it like right now. I'll wait down the line to see what I should get for it, or get anything at all. But yeah, I'm happy if you guys are enjoying it. I know Joseph Whitty is enjoying it. Go watch his streams about it. I think you have streamed it, Joseph, if I'm correct on that front. Definitely go check him out for sure. I know I like the aspects of customization and the character roles. Like, you can choose your background, like the Corpo or the Nomad or Punk. I would do the Street Punk because the game is literally called Cyberpunk. So I'd want to do like the canon storyline, you know? Like, that's why I do like games with like alternate choices and stuff. I always want to do the canon decision because that's what the character would do. And I want to be in the shoes of the character that I'm playing as, and I would want to do everything that is in their jurisdiction of the story, you know? So, like, for example, in Persona 5, Akira, you know, Joker, he has the choice near the end, spoilers, to either forego the distortion realm, I forget, oh my god, it's right here, Jesus, Mementos, but the, oh my god, the, why am I blanking on it? It's not Mementos, it's, like, they keep, like, bringing it up, just, Jesus, the palaces, not that, but, like, the metaverse, Jesus, the metaverse is what you go and explore in the game. The metaverse is fantastic. So he has a decision at the end of the game to say, you know what, I'm going to keep it, I'm going to keep the metaverse up and running, but have the public be distorted so that way they believe in the Phantom Thieves instead of being genuine with their perception of the public. Or I'm going to take down this literal god deity and expose him for the false god he actually is. So obviously, as the good guy that you are, he would not let the public falter back on, you know, the distorted desires of the metaverse. He would save everyone and expose the, the corrupted society that he's been fighting against ever since the beginning of the game. Because that's canon. That's the canon story, and that's how it's supposed to play out. So the same thing with Cyberpunk. I would want to do the street punk route because I feel like that is the canon choice of the story. But I know like people have been doing the Corpo one or the Nomad one. I've seen a lot of the Nomad one. I haven't seen a lot of the Corpo one or the street punk one, but I would do the street punk choice versus what else there is. Oh, 2 Spider Cat takedowns. Look at him go. Look at our boy go. I'll probably do the side mission, guys, and then we'll probably end the stream here. I did not mean to do that. I meant to go over here to turn on the generator. Move. Captain Critter. What if Sony and Insomniac creates a Spider-Man 2099 game? That would be epic. That would be indeed epic. I think, though, that they already have enough with Miles Morales 2099 and the 2099 suits in Spider-Man PS4, plural suits with the white suit and the black suit, quote-unquote, even though it's pretty much blue. They call it the black suit in the game, which is pretty cool because that's comic accurate. 2, how Miguel appeared in the comics itself, so that's hype. Still, that would be sick regardless if they did a 2099 game. I would love that. Other than that, I love it too, by the way, that people are so mean to Crystal Dynamics. I love it in the sense like it's just so harsh to hear people say it, but it's like, Insomniac should have done the Avengers game. It would have been way better that way. It's like, you're not wrong. So it's like, I just feel bad for Crystal Dynamics because they obviously care about the Avengers. It's just the way that they went about developing the structure of the game wasn't that good. So they're like, Insomniac should do all the next Marvel games going forward. That would be fantastic. It's like, well, probably. So it's like, we'll see how that works. But yeah, it's just funny to see the public's perception on Avengers after how bad it flopped with financial reports. But if you're enjoying it, I'm glad that you're enjoying the game. But for the most part, the general public does not agree with that sentiment. But hopefully it can be improved down the line. We will just have to wait and see, though. Oof. Venom Blast of Fury. Let's go. Let's see. Which is your favorite Batman Arkham game? Asks Juan Perez. That would be Arkham City, probably. I love Arkham Knight too, and know a lot of people don't like it with its story. I actually really do like the story, but I think Arkham City does a great job of rounding out gameplay, improving on it, expanding the formula that was set forth with Arkham Asylum, and then adding a better story on top of that with a more expansive world. It wasn't just locked to the Asylum. You also got to explore Arkham City, which was a portion of Gotham City. Damn! Miles just broke that guy's back on that crate. Holy smokes. And I love how it broke after he landed on it. Like, it took a second, like, done. But, yeah, Arkham City is fantastic. Arkham Knight's really fun, too, and I do like the Batmobile implementations, but Arkham City is pretty much one of the best superhero games out there, for sure. Woo! But Miles and Spider-Man PS4 definitely take the cake for best Spider-Man games, in my opinion. Spider-Man 2 is great. Web of Shadows is great. I know a lot of people who, for some reason, don't like Web of Shadows. I personally love Web of Shadows. But Miles and Spider-Man PS4 are just so darn good. Woo! Let's see, I want to go through the water tower if I can. Oh! I missed it, but that's okay. We'll circle back to it somehow. Woo-wee. Alright, but yeah, man. If they expand upon this, again, just imagine. In the future, we got Miles, we have Peter, they're together, they're now full-fledged Spider-Man. In the sequel, once we do receive a complete, actual sequel, official sequel with Marvel's Spider-Man 2 down the line, only on PS5, and they expand upon the gameplay mechanics even further exclusively on next gen, it's going to be the best Spider-Man game of all time. That's a fact. Yeah, DJ Leaf, Miles could have been longer, but oh well, I agree. I'm a fan of longer games myself. Like, Persona 5 Royal is over 100 hours long, and it's a masterpiece because of that. Like, it's so immersive. And I hate the people who are like, games should be shorter. Well, not hate them. I mean, like, if you prefer a shorter game, that's fine. But like, oh, you're paying $70 for Cyberpunk 2077. The game should be way shorter. Like, what are you talking about? I want this game to be like as long as possible because that's how much money you're spending on this game. And if it's buggy at launch too, as well as having a short campaign, that's kind of a, not a good product. Now, luckily, it's been said Cyberpunk has a 40-plus hour campaign, and that's for one route, so you have different routes to take, meaning it makes it like, if you do each route, it's like 100-plus hours worth of content for all 3 story campaigns, which is fantastic. But for people like, the game should be shorter, and you're paying $70 for it now because games are going to cost more in the future, that makes no sense in my opinion. It should be, you're getting your money's worth for what you're spending for these games, and they should be relatively long, if not longer, than your average movie. You know, a movie is like 2+ hours to 3 hours max. They should be at least 10+ hours long. And Miles is 13, 15 hours? No, sorry, 10 to 12 hours. I could be wrong. 10 to 13? I forget. Specifically 15 hours? No, that's wrong. I totally forget. I know Miles is shorter than Spider-Man PS4. It might be the same length as Avengers, actually, because Avengers was 10 to 12 hours, so I think that is actually the same length for Miles, unless I'm wrong. But yeah, Miles, you're totally right, DJ Leaf. Miles would have benefited a lot for the narrative, specifically, if it had a longer campaign, for sure. And that's why I love Spider-Man PS4 more, because A, we get the base campaign, which is around 20+ hours, just the base game itself with no DLC, and then all the DLC stories coming after it, if you include the main campaign for the DLC stories and the side content, adds up to 10+ hours worth of content. So really, Spider-Man PS4 is a 30+ hour long game with all the stuff, the side stuff, campaign, DLC, etc. Whereas if you just do the story content only, it's probably like 16 to 20 hours in length for just the story and nothing else for Spider-Man PS4. But if you add the story and the side content, then it's 30+ hours. For Miles Morales, I'll look it up after I do this crime. There's a website, it's called Game Time, and it literally just tells you the exact game length it takes to beat these games for the story and side content. So I'll look it up for Miles after we take out these guys. But I think for Miles, it's probably around the same length as Marvel's Avengers, where Marvel's Avengers is a linear game, and that game was only around 10 to 12 hours. So Miles, I think, for an open world game, you have side missions, you have a whole city to explore, you have collectibles to find, and missions to partake in. That adds up to pretty hefty amount. And again, that game is priced lower than Spider-Man PS4. Miles is a $50 game on PS4 and PS5. So compared to if you get the Ultimate Edition, which I do have, which has the remaster as well as the main game. So there's a lot to take in and digest, but for the most part, you should be paying for what you are wanting to get out of your experience. And what Miles has, I think, does a bang-up job in a great way, you know? Let's see. Let's go up to the crane, and then I'll look on my phone to see what the exact length of Miles is, and then we will stop the stream, because we've been streaming for 2 hours, and we've been doing a pretty darn good job. And thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream or had a good time just hanging out with me. Sorry, I'm rambling again. I know I always do that every single time. I'm not used to streaming. I'm not really a streamer. I don't even have a Twitch channel, but I love being able to talk with you guys, because you guys are the best, and I'm very happy that I can share my enthusiasm and excitement for you with the Game Awards, with what we were talking about earlier today with Miles, the Disney Investor Day with Marvel and Star Wars. So that's fantastic. Let's see. I'm looking it up now. Game length for Miles is going to beatbox with Spider-Cat at his side. That's fantastic. Game length, Miles Morales. Game length website. Danica's talking, but I'll try and find it while she's speaking in the podcast. GameLengths.com. So that's a website that I would recommend you guys look at if you want to see a specific time length for a game that you're trying to play. Miles Morales. Let's see. Miles Morales game length. Why that? For some reason it just popped up Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and not Miles Morales. That's an odd decision. Let me just do Spider-Man then. What pops up with Spider-Man? I see Spider-Man PS4, but not Miles Morales. That's strange. Maybe this is the wrong website. Well, okay, for some reason I can't find Miles Morales, but for Spider-Man, I see 3 times on my phone here from Spider-Man PS4. Minimum time, just for the campaign itself, for Spider-Man PS4, only for the campaign, lasts 20 hours of playtime. Average time, if you include the side missions as well as the side missions and the story, is 30 hours if you include all the side missions and for the base game. By the way, side missions plus story, plus collectibles for the base game is 30 hours. All that with DLC is around 35 to 40 hours long. 30 to 35 hours long, not 35 to 40. 30 to 35 hours long is the total length of time you can get out of Spider-Man PS4 with all the DLC content. And for the price it has, fantastic. Miles, though, I'm trying to find it again. Game length. It's probably the wrong website. Game length. How long to beat? HowLongToBeat.com. That's the website I was trying to find. That's the one that shows the best possible stats for games. But that was for Spider-Man PS4. That was the same thing. Spider-Man search, please. Done. All right. Yeah, the same results. So main story for Spider-Man PS4 is around 20 hours. Main story plus extra side content with collectibles, side missions, etc. is 25 hours. And completionist, you do everything, collectibles, side missions, Easter eggs, the secret photo missions you can do to get the ESU suit, all the collectibles, all that stuff. If you're a 100% completionist for a game, it lasts around 33 to 35 hours for How Long to Beat. Now, Miles Morales is way different, and I have it right here on my phone. You can see it. That's where I have it. Miles Morales, main story on both PS4 and PS5. Main story is 7 hours long for Miles Morales. Main story plus side content is 12 hours. Main story plus side content as a completionist, so you do everything in the game. You get all the time capsules. You complete the crimes. You get all the trophies. That's around 16 to 17 hours. So that's already way, way less compared to Spider-Man PS4. But for the price it has, for the $50 price tag, that is super acceptable. Cameron Henderson, Evan, can I get your permission to chat in the Spidey Squad Discord server? Absolutely. I think all you guys can join in if you want. This stream will be video on demand afterwards it's done. You can check in all my previous videos too in the description. I usually have a link to the Discord server. Everyone can join. It's public for everybody. Just feel free, click the link in the description, and it should send you right there, and you should be able to join it instantly. And we'd love to have you. So thank you. That's awesome. And Marco, what do you think about Spider-Man not being nominated or not winning at the Game Awards, I think you said? We talked about that earlier. I wish it would have won Best Action Adventure at the very least. I understand why Najee did not win Best Performance, but I think it should have at least won Best Action Adventure. And I think it was super snubbed with soundtrack. Should have easily been nominated for Best Soundtrack. That is a huge bummer. But anyways, guys, that is the stream for today. We did some more side content and story missions. I kind of fumbled with some of the stealth missions and all that. Right now, if you see in the lower left-hand corner, we're 50% complete with the whole game. Although right now, as you can see, the next mission is where we're going to meet Finn at the church. So that's getting pretty darn close to the ending of the story. Let me know if you guys want me to do the side stuff before the main ending of the game, but we're getting pretty close to the end of the story itself for Miles Morales with these streams. So we might be able to even beat the game in the next stream. And then if you want me to do more with the side missions and the Roxxon bases and the time capsules and the Peter stuff, let me know. But until then, guys, it's been fun. I'm very happy that you guys have joined in the stream, just hung out with me. Hope you're having a good Friday, I think afternoon or evening now. Yeah, Friday evening now. Crazy. And holiday season's coming up. Probably not a lot of news is happening, which is why I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. There are some very cool financial statistics out now for Miles Morales, where it was nominated the Player Choice Awards for Best Game of November, and the sales are doing really well for it. I could report that in a video relatively soon, but right now, I'm just trying to do these streams before the holidays start. With Christmas, the holidays are already starting, but the full holiday of Christmas begins. But main story with the stream will continue on, and we will hopefully continue more awesome stuff with Spider-Man in the near future. But until then, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below about the Game Awards, what we talked about today. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Hope you're enjoying Miles or Cyberpunk or Avengers or whatever game you're playing now. I hope you're having a great time and staying safe. Wear a mask. In California right now, it's not good at all. Things are really bad. Curfew is being inputted, and we're trying to be as safe as possible. So for my sake, please stay safe, wear a mask, be healthy. I would really appreciate it. But until then, let's see. We also have, we do have, I think, something happening near the end of the year with Marvel games. If they decide to do something, I don't know for sure. But I feel like I've heard somewhere that they might be announcing some stuff with their products or whatever closer to the end of December. But we will wait and see. But for Spider-Man stuff specifically, I don't think we'll get, you know, any more DLC or Spider-Man content in Avengers or anything like that this year. It'll probably be next year, which they already confirmed. Spider-Man is coming for Marvel's Avengers early 2021. We don't know when. It was leaked in March, but we don't know if that's confirmed or not. But we will see whether or not they reveal him or announce him by the end of this year or next year. I don't think they will. I think they'll save him fully for next year. And Miles Morales, it already lost the Game Awards, sadly, but it won our hearts as fans, which is what matters the most. But until next time, everyone, hopefully you had a fun time. More Spider-Man Miles Morales streams to come. Until next time, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.